is sometimes paralyzing, and especially if you can't see your way out or you haven't foreseen what was coming up along the pike. And each person handle themselves differently in situation and circumstances. We do what we know, we do what we're familiar with,
Okay.
to get ourselves out. But life happens. You know, this is all a part of life, where things happen and we're not prepared for it. We prepare for a lot of stuff. We prepare for weddings, we prepare for baby showers, we even prepare for a job. You know, sometimes you get yourself together early in the, when you get home from work, to get your clothing and everything together, your breakfast planned, your lunch planned, so that when you get up in the morning, you don't have to be rushing. That's the benefit of preparing or preparation. You don't have to rush all over the place and sometimes forget to pray, sometimes forget to do this or what have you. So you prepare yourself so that you will avoid the stress and all that stuff. But I find that we ought not to continue to live our lives without a plan, or without setting a goal, or without some direction. You know, I know I've done it, and still do at times. You get up, you wash, you eat, you go to work, you go to school, you come home, you go to church, you come home. And that's the same thing over and over again. And there is no plan. You don't have a plan or a goal set that, you know, I'm going to have my own business, or I'm going to save up a certain amount of money to do this, or, you know, stuff like that. We just, the mundane thing over and over and over again. But God has given us some direction and instructions. I remember the older saints, and I always go back to them because they were wise people. The older saints would tell you, baby, make sure that you put away something for the rainy day. You know, they say, when you work, pay yourself first. Put something in the bank, no matter how small it might be, if it's even $1. Each time you work, put something away, because you never know what may happen down the line.
So true.
And I'm a perfect example of that. I worked for the bank for many years, and I was not making a lot of money, but I was making enough where I could put something away. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, well, I'll have the job forever. So I would use my paycheck. I would pay some bills, not all of them, which I could pay the bills, but I would shortchange myself. I'd take the money and I would go out with it, splurge it here, buy this, buy expensive shoes and clothing and, you know, crazy stuff. Just spend the money. As I get it, I just spend it. And it just so happened that we had a meeting, and the upper people came down, and I don't know what happened, but they wanted to find out what was going on at the bank. They heard that we were accepting money for service, which, you know, people always get stuff misconstrued. It's always twisted, which that's not what we were doing. What we did, we accepted money from the customers for lunch. You know, you do a favor for them and they come back and they'll give you $5 here or $10 here, get yourself some lunch on me. And we would accept it. No one thought that it was the wrong thing to do, was against the bank policy. So, of course, knowing me honest, which I could have lied, they asked me the question and I gave them the answer. And I said, yes, I do accept, and that was it. He says, "You are fired." And the way he said it pierced me. He says, "You are fired." And this was a black guy.
Oh, wow.
So I got up out of the office and I came to my desk and I started packing up. And I was not the only one. There were several other people in that complete branch. Majority of the people were fired on that day because we all did the same thing. But the Lord is good. He made it so that I was able to get unemployment.
Praise God.
You see. So my rain started and I didn't have an umbrella.
All right.
So that's why it behooves us to prepare ourselves, to make a plan, because you never know what may happen along the way.
There you go. All right.
Now we see here where Jesus had called John to be his forerunner. In other words, he made John the person to go before him, to have him to prepare the way for his coming. Bear with me, I won't be before you long.
Take your time.
He gave John the instructions to prepare the way for him and make his path straight. Then he also told the people how to prepare the way and make the path straight. Now, what he said to them was to repent and be baptized. And of course, the people, I believe, hearts was already prepared to receive that.